are you?
I don't know.
That's the question that God asked Adam in the garden, Adam and Eve, after they had sinned. They made a big mistake, right? Ruined it all for humankind. Man, what a big one.
It's tragedy.
It's pretty jacked up. But then out of all the things that God could have said to him, he asked him a simple question. Adam, where are you? And I think that in the aftermath of our mistakes, that this is one of the most important questions that we still need to ask ourselves. Where am I? So often, after making a mistake financially, after doing something wrong, relationally or emotionally, we'll find ourselves just stuck, going around the same mountain of depression, anxiety, frustration, anger, resentment, and we just want to go to the next level.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm all about that next level. I hate being stuck in a prison of any sort. And one of the best ways that we've overcome like bondages spiritually that have been on us individually as well as collectively is like through self-reflection. It's these moments where you actually stop and you pause for a moment to just consider
Where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that we're at a time and place within our society where everybody's running. You know what I mean? And we rarely take a moment to just like pause and ponder. Pause and ponder. Pause and ponder. Where am I? How did I get here? Essentially is what that question really pulls up that question. How do we end up where we are?
Yeah, and here's the thing. We all want to move forward. We all want to go to the next step. We're all dreaming big dreams. But the reality is, in order to achieve those or even just discover what your first step is, you got to figure out how you got in the position that you're in the first place so you won't make that mistake again, or you just won't, repeat history.
Yeah. The only way to turn from a negative way of thinking, or we can call it stinking thinking, the only way to turn from it to where you don't repeat it is you have to examine and study it. And so like having time to reflect, like at the end of the day, like whether you want to call it journaling or just some focused time where you actually just process, man, how did we end up so relationally despondent? How did we get to this place to where we can barely have a conversation together as a couple, or the relationship with you and your teenagers is not what it used to be. It's just not fun. It's frustrating. Maybe it's a matter of a bunch of schedules that have conflicted. Maybe it's that you guys all became busier at the same time and you just didn't even realize it because you never stopped. You just going. And what you will find during reflection is, man, we don't sit down and eat together as a family. We don't have quality time other than watching TV together. We don't play board games anymore. And I'm just throwing ideas out there because it's different for every home. But when you pause to reflect, you can see those things.
And as you reflect, you'll have a thought that may lead to another thought, that may lead to another thought. And before you know it, the Holy Spirit has given you the root of the problem.
Absolutely.
And then you'll be able to pluck that up, get his understanding or his concept about that situation, and then you'll be free, and then you can move on, and then you can go pursue those dreams that you have.
Yeah, and the thing I loved about that, she's talking about prayers, she's talking about getting God's guidance, and I think with that, God also speaks through people. And sometimes, man, when you get to a point of you're just stuck financially, for instance, you're stuck financially. Maybe you need to do Financial Peace University or Crown Financial. You need some wisdom, some expertise from the outside, and that way you can say, man, I don't want to repeat another 10 years of what I just went through. I don't want us to repeat another 5 days of the misery and anger and resentment that's floating around in our homes. And honestly, too many couples have allowed something that should have been a one-day fight to become a 5-year struggle. And in order for us to get past that, at some point you have to pause and you ask yourself, you know what I mean? Where am I? Where are we? Where are we with our kids? Where are we spiritually? Where am I physically? Am I taking care of my health? Am I loving my body, and eating right and exercising? How did I get
Haagen-Dazs is how you got here.
Oh, wow. That being said, God bless you.